Magical greetings! Erica Sodas here with your late November divination. Once again, the word divination is taken from Latin and means to be inspired by a god. So I want you to think, what do you need guidance on? Think of an issue in your life or a question you need to move forward, right? So that the rest of the year can be more expansive and full of ease and inspiration or prosperity or whatever you want. Or maybe it's just a general reading, right? So take a moment, trust yourself. You've got the power. Do you have it? Do you have your question or maybe just general guidance? Now, since this is the time of, within the last few days, Thanksgiving. Yes, I call it Thanksgiving and not Thanksgiving because I love turkeys. They're my friends, so they live as opposed to eating them, eating their bodies. So in honor of that, we are going to do this divination with various plants that are associated with this time of year, right? With late November, Thanksgiving, fall. Got my little goat friend. Hello, say hi, Junebug. This is Junebug. Junebug, by the way, is a goat. And did you know goats discovered coffee? Look it up, it's true. Thank you. Thank you to your ancestors. Okay, so the 4 different plants you're going to choose from. Let's see what I got in here. I got a lot of different plants. I'm going to just spontaneously choose 4. Apple. Would you like to choose apple? Do you feel like that's the answer to your question? The medicine of apple. How about ginger? This is a ginger root. Isn't she so cute? Look at her shape. Ginger. Or how about squash and pumpkin? I have a lot of different squash and pumpkins here. So we're just going to make a general squash pumpkin, right? Squash, pumpkin. Or do you want pomegranate? Pomegranate. Okay, ready? You have your question. Now trust your intuition. Do you want to choose 1, which is apple, right? 1, is apple. 2 is ginger, which is in here somewhere. 2 is ginger, right? 2 is ginger. 3 is squash or pumpkin. And 4 is pomegranate. Now, here's your answer. If you chose 1, you chose apple. Now, apple is pretty magical. I love apples. And if you haven't done it, you really ought to. If you cut it in the middle, you'll see a pentacle, a 5-pointed star. It's so magical. So apples, Malus domestica. That's the Latin name. Isn't that amazing? I guess it's also called the binomial name. I love plants. So if you chose apple, Malus domestica, now is a time to really open to other parts of yourself or maybe other dimensions, right? Or a new way of being, because apples, they kind of are very mystical. Not only for me are they associated with love, but I also think of them as path openers. So if you want to connect with angels more or fairies, like me, I want to connect. I always want to connect with the fae, the nature spirits, the elementals. Or maybe there's a new way of being you want to be in your life or your career or part of yourself you have been hiding, whether it's the golden shadow, right, which is the part of ourselves that is beautiful, to use the binary positive that we push away, or the shadow, right, which is maybe more of the darkness. But think about opening to other realms. Think of liminal places, right? If you chose apple, right? I hope that has some medicine for you. Now, if you chose number 2, which is ginger, dun, 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 ginger, oh my God. You want to know the binomial name of ginger? I mean, the binomial name sounds like what the plant is. Zingiber officinalis. I hope I'm saying it right. Zingiber officinalis, because ginger is all about the zing, isn't it? It's all about the zing. Ginger is such a wonderful herb, plant, root, right? It's anti-inflammatory, it's warming. Ginger is ruled by Mars. So, right, Mars, the god of war. So if you chose ginger, I'd say go for it. So if you've been thinking about doing something or trying something, it doesn't have to be like with a capitalist capitalist perspective, like making money or getting a job. It can just be a hobby you want to start or a class you want to take, right? It could be a food you want to eat, right? It's about Mars as kind of a leader, right? Mars rules Aries, which is considered the first sign of the zodiac. So if you chose ginger, I'm telling you, my friend, go for it. Ginger is helping you. Ginger gives us courage, right? Ginger is about our will, and it's also pretty delicious. I love ginger, yes. Love you, ginger. Now, if you chose squash or pumpkin, now I have to tell you, in my garden, in about late summer, all these mystery pumpkin and squashes came up, right? Just look at this. They're all different. Check out these little guys. They're so cute. We harvested them. I harvested them before it was getting really, really cold, like when it was below freezing for days. So some of these I'm going to eat. I've already eaten a couple. I thought a couple were sweet dumplings. There's this one. There's just so many. Sorry, I keep reaching my arm across. Should have thought this out more. Check out this pretty girlfriend. I don't know who she is. Do you know who she is? But anyway, so if you chose squash, pumpkin, so both of these vegetables are about abundance and prosperity, right? And also, since they're kind of mysteries, they grew up all over my garden. It was pure magic. I'm presuming from my compost. I make a compost that sits through the winter, then I put it in my garden. Alchemy is the ultimate form of magic. But I never even had any of these pumpkins that I know of, these ornamentals, so it was a mystery. So if you chose pumpkin or squash, I suggest, my friend, that you really open up to the mysteries, right? The occult, the mystical. As Albert Einstein said, mystical is the foundation of all true art and science, right? So open to the mystery, open to the magic that is all around you, as well as the prosperity. If you've never done a gratitude list, now might be a wonderful time to write down everything you're grateful for, right? Every evening or morning, or 5 things, or on your morning walk like I do with my pooches, right? The mystery, the magic, there's so much abundance all around us. Maybe it's just the delicious coffee or your wonderful companion animal, right? What is it? Or our eyes that work. There's so much prosperity around you, and the answers are in the mystery. And if you chose pomegranate, well, now is a time to make wishes. Perhaps go out at dusk and see the first star and make a wish. Perhaps wish to any guides or spirits or deities you're into. There's folklore about making wishes and eating the seeds of pomegranate. It's also a really good time for you to rest, as it's kind of a dark story, right? It's when Persephone was taken into the underworld by Hades, and there's different retellings of it, but that she ate the pomegranate seeds and then she couldn't leave the underworld. So perhaps pay attention to your dreams, right? That's kind of like the other underworld. It's the subconscious. So if you chose pomegranate, light some candles, make some wishes, wish upon a star, and rest. And I hope that this divination was helpful for each of you. I invite you perhaps to eat your food if you like it, and have some squash or pumpkin. And I wish for you a wonderful Thanksgiving season. And I still have availability for the holidays. So if you need a magic show, walk around magic, psychic entertainment, palmistry, tarot, or to summon the winter fairies, let me know. It would be my pleasure to help enchant your guests at your event. And I wish for you a magical, enchanting, and inspiring Thanksgiving season, end of November, and rest of 2022. Erica Sotis, out.